What's up, nerds? Welcome to Nintendo Pow Block for February 2nd, 2018. It's already February. You know what that means. It's Bayonetta month. Woo!
Yes!
I'm one of your hosts, Corey Dirrig, and alongside me, as always, that retro code.
Bayonetta 2 in a few more weeks. I cannot wait. Hi, everybody.
Woo! 2 weeks. 2 weeks from... by the time the show posts, 2 weeks from today. Woo! So excited.
It's gonna be on payday.
All right,
I get
so excited. Ooh, yeah. Bow. I'm having a good day. I feel good about today, Ed. I feel really good about today.
Yay!
I have some important things happening. There's some other things happening, and I just feel really good.
Yes.
I got a little bit of the snifflies, but it's okay. It's okay. I can deal with it. How are you, Ed? How are you?
I'm doing good.
Sounds like it.
I don't know everybody, so you might see me coughing or hacking the lung. I don't know if I'm sick, the change of weather. I don't know what's going on, but I'm doing good. Just keeping positive in my focus.
Yeah.
So.
Sorry, I'm eating a banana because I have to be somewhere in like 2 hours. I'm like, I'm trying to eat and podcast at the same time. Probably not the best idea, but
don't worry, because I'm drinking Canada Dry.
Oh man! So, Ed, what have you been playing? What's been interesting in your consoles these days?
I'm just gonna get straight to the point. Only game that I really played was Graceful Explosion Machine. And I was losing my touch. I was playing Lost Sphere too, but Graceful Explosion Machine, and I tried to play it, and I was just like, I don't got my touch. My magic is not working. So I put it to the side, and I was just like, I'll come back to it later on in the week. Lost Sphere, getting a little bit more to that game. So I'm at a new section, met a new character. So we got to try to get to this kingdom. And that's where I ended up at. But those like only the really two games that I've been playing. Haven't cut on my PS4 or my Xbox One. Like I said, I kind of been under the weather, so I've been sleeping a lot. So
nice. For me, I've been playing Celeste. Been playing more of that. That game is brutal, man. That game, man. I don't know how long it is or like how far I am, but that game is brutal, and it's getting man, there's some interesting puzzle rooms where I'm like, you have to hit all your jumps perfect to get through, and it's like sometimes you're dying like, well, I'm dying because I suck at games, and then somebody's probably gonna laugh at me, but dying like 10 and 12 times in a room, and you're like, oh my gosh, I can't get it, and then you get it, and it's like, yay. Super Meat Boy too. I've been trying to plow through that. I'm trying to, I think Super Meat Boy is going to be that game where, like, if I have like 20 minutes to burn, I'll be playing that instead. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to get through some of these smaller games too because of Bayonetta coming out soon, and I really want to dive into those games.
Me too.
But the big game I've been playing, and we did a mini block on something yesterday. That it's already up on the YouTube page, so you should check it out if you haven't already. I've been playing a lot of NBA 2K18 lately. I've been itching to play some sports games, and Madden was on sale, and I was like this close to like pulling the trigger on Madden on PS4. But I'm like, I don't know. I know I'm gonna buy it and I'll play it like 3 times and then move on to something else. But I've been playing NBA 2K on Switch. And that game is really good. It's really scratching that itch right now. Started a new franchise mode. Started I did an expansion team. Rubber City Pride. Woo!
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm I'm pretty excited, and I made some sweet trades because like the way it works is when you start an expansion team, all the teams have like untouchables, like which are like players that they won't trade, you know, and stuff like that. And when you start an expansion team, you have an expansion draft, which puts all the players besides the untouchables for certain teams into a pool, and you draft those players, and most of them are like not very good. So, and then we did the normal like rookie draft, and I still didn't get very many good players, but I got the second pick in the draft, so I drafted a really good rookie. And so what I did was I paired my rookie draft pick and my next two like draft picks the next year for Paul George, and I'm like, yeah. So I have one great player and a lot of really crappy players.
Oh, wow.
So I'm like, I can't believe they traded for that. But I mean, the pace, like, for some reason, when I started the league, the game updates the rosters every week, right? So when you go to like play now, or you know, when you have a friend over and you guys are playing 1-on-1 or whatever, like the rosters are updated. But when you start a franchise mode, like it didn't have the updated rosters, so he was like, the Pacers were trying to get rid of him because he was still on the Pacers. And for those of you who don't follow basketball, he plays for the Oklahoma City Thunder this season, but he was traded in the offseason from the Pacers to the Thunder. Now that you're updated, the Pacers were looking to unload him, so I'm like, I'm going to get this great player for like basically nothing, you know. I don't need draft picks next year. I'll just search in free agency for some players because a lot of players are going to be in free agency in the following season. So I'm like, yeah. So yeah, that's what I've been playing, and I'm playing on All Pro, and I'm struggling. I'm really struggling. Like I'm 3-3 right now because like I'm not going to be one of those people that's like, oh, I'm going to go undefeated, whatever, you know, because basketball season is 82 games, and I want to try to get better at the games with a crappy team. So when I actually play a good team, I'll be like, yeah. So I'm 3-3 right now. I've made some interesting trades. Like people are willing to give me okay players. So like I've got a decent point guard. I've got J.R. Smith from the Cavs, a great shooting guard, but he can't really do anything else. All he does is shoot threes, which is fine because I have Paul George, who's a driver, and he can drive and dish it out for a three-pointer and be like, phew. So that's pretty much how I'm scoring all my points.
Nice.
But this brought us to the interesting mini block conversation that we had yesterday.
Yes.
If 2K was to do a football game, that you know they could
rival Madden
with the WWE license, because WWE and Vince McMahon are doing the XFL in 2020. So we had an interesting conversation on how they can make a competing game with Madden, and if like, not that the game would outsell Madden, but it could take a chunk if the gameplay is good and they have an interesting system to play with. So
yes.
Plus I think not not being locked to the NFL license, they have some freedom to play around with some things too. So
yes,
dude, after we had that conversation, I thought about that game all night. I literally thought about like, man, what I would give for like a sim football game like Madden, but have the freedom of like having my own players and get to customize the teams within the league and all that stuff. So like, I'm like,
well, we really went in depth, dude. Like I thought our deals and stuff.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be like a 15-minute episode, and it was almost like 35 minutes. We talked about like how they can monetize if they came in at a low point, like a $40 price range, how they can monetize, you know. And I know people are like afraid of the word microtransaction right now, but like the sports genre has a ton of microtransactions in it already. If you look at Madden and FIFA, like FIFA made EA almost $1 billion by itself last year. So,
Wow.
you know, and you take that formula with Madden and NBA 2K, like you buy virtual currency anyway. And we were talking about how they could implement if you have NBA 2K currency, how they could just have a quote 2K currency that you could spend across both games or all 3 games with WWE, or you know if they ever decide to bring the baseball game back, you know. So yeah, we were talking about all that. So it was an interesting conversation, and NBA 2K18 on Switch is very good. It's because like I was playing with one of my friends on PS4 like a couple weeks ago, and like the PS4 version runs smoother. It runs at 60 frames instead of 30. But other than that, like it's not really any different. So, you know, some of the animations are smoother. You can tell some of the shortcuts they had to take for the Switch version, like halftime show animations and stuff like that. But it's like, dude, the basketball is solid, and it's like if you're looking for a sports game on the go, like NBA 2K is probably the game you should get, followed by FIFA, which we talked earlier in the year about how good FIFA is. So, Ed, we're going to move into some of these news bits here. We have some interesting things that have happened in the last few days since we recorded, and
last few hours.
yeah, that too. Yeah, so it's official, Ed. The Switch has officially outsold the Wii U as of January 31st, 2017 by 1.3 million units. So
wow.
That's
good.
I mean, that's amazing. That's like I'm happy that Nintendo, like, you know, we appreciate the Wii U. We love the Wii U. We've talked about it a long time. I think like one of our top episodes ever downloaded was the top 25 Wii U games list that we did, which I think we should revisit that at the I think we should do that, and we should do the Switch one. We should just make that a yearly thing. Like, on the anniversary week of the Switch's release date, we should just do that. We should do that. So, but it's officially sold 14.86 million units. It's a bona fide success. It's dominating Japan's sales charts. It's dominating worldwide sales charts. Mario has sold 9 million units. Zelda has sold almost 7 million units. Mario Kart is up there as well. So
really, pretty much a lot of their first party like hit 1 million. ARMS, it's good that ARMS surpassed 1 million.
Xenoblade surpassed 1 million, which I was kind of not gonna lie, I was kind of worried about Xenoblade, because it's not like I mean, JRPGs these days, unless it's Final Fantasy or Dragon Quest or something to that nature, are kind of a niche product these days. And to see that Nintendo has a hit JRPG is I'm happy. I'm really happy. So
dude, even went to Switch hit 1 million. Like
I know.
I mean, just think about it. All the first party titles that came out last year for Switch hit 1 million. I don't even think Xbox and Sony has had that for their consoles at all. Yeah.
I mean, there's a man, there's a lot of good things happening for Switch these days, and I can't wait to see that. I cannot wait for this year. Like, I mean, we've gotten a few great games already this year. Like Celeste is like
killing it.
It's already on my game of the year list, man. I mean, I know it's only it's just now, you know, February, but January gave us a game of the year contender again. So, well, technically, it's probably given us 2 or 3, but you know, in terms of Nintendo,
it's so weird. Celeste has become one game of the year, and Shadow of the Colossus is kind of getting game of the year for remakes.
Yeah, I know. I saw that too. I'm like, maybe I'll get the remake. I wasn't going to, but maybe I will. We'll see. I do leave most of that stuff to Jason and Moose and Jeff for the PlayStation stuff, but it's all right. Nerds Gone Platinum. Yes. You should download it if you're a PlayStation fan. It's good.
Yay.
It's a good time. But yeah, man, Switch selling well. Very happy. Very, very happy. Okay, so our next story comes from IGN. Mario Kart Tour announced for mobile within the next fiscal year. Cool. Look, man, some of those car racing games on mobile, like you're just like,
yeah.
I mean, I'm assuming that's what it's gonna be, right? Like it's just gonna be one of these guys.
Yeah.
And it'll probably be like, I bet they're gonna go the Mario or this Mario Run model where like you get a demo, and then you can pay like $10 and buy it or whatever.
Yeah. So I mean, it's a good hold for the next Mario game that might come out to 3DS or Switch. I just guess I got to see how they're gonna roll it out. It kind of I didn't expect it to come out for mobile, but cool for people who want to play the Mario Kart games. Like, there's just something about Mario Kart being such a console and handheld that the world of mobile doesn't fit it for some reason.
But I mean, it's an easy one though, because like everybody loves Mario Kart, and if you can download a free version on your phone, like people are gonna play it. We're not exactly mobile game experts, so it's like,
right.
You know, if we're gonna play a quote unquote mobile game, we're taking our 3DS with us or something,
right?
You know? Or a Switch now, I guess. But you know, I'm not surprised that Mario Kart's coming to mobile. That's an easy one. So, all right. So, speaking of online stuff, Nintendo Switch Online paid service is launching in 2018. It's planned for a September release. This is also from IGN. Nintendo Switch's online service will be released in September of this year, Nintendo of America has revealed. In a tweet, Nintendo has simply revealed the service, seemingly titled Nintendo Switch Online, will debut in September, though no specific date or other service details were provided. Originally expected to launch in 2017, Nintendo delayed the online paid service to this year in June. At the time, Nintendo detailed pricing, $19.99 for a year subscription, and that users would have access to a classic game selection of Nintendo games like Super Mario Bros. 3 and Balloon Fight. The official website for the service still lists all of these services in addition to the new launch date. So that's... I mean, we expected that as well. I'm glad they got this out in a tweet and not in like taking up time in a Nintendo Direct for this.
Right.
And I'm sure we will have more details later in the year about...
I'm thinking, because I think I messaged you and I said, like, I think we'll probably get more at E3. Like the Treehouse Live.
Mm-hmm.
I think I think they'll mention it at the E3 Direct and then talk more about it at Treehouse Live.
Yeah, and the fact that it's launching in September makes me think something big for online is coming in November, which is like either Smash or Pokemon, maybe. Like I still think something big is coming in the fall to support that, because you know, by the time this comes out, Splatoon is the free content stuff is going to be almost done. You know, ARMS, whatever, Mario Kart, you know, people will still be buying that, but they've been playing online for free so long that, like, you know, they've got to have a big game that incentivizes people to buy it, and that, for me, that's Smash. So
yeah, I wonder if they're going to do a test run of it in
like a
August.
Beta. Yeah. I mean, that would make sense. I think that would make sense. To run some sort of test before they release it to the world. So,
right. I mean, $20 though, that's a great price.
Yeah. I mean, compared to the $60 that Xbox Live and PlayStation are, like,
right,
it's basically like it's nothing. So, in addition to the yearly service amount, the paid online service will cost $3.99 a month and $7.99 for 3 months. So, yeah.
If you do the math, it's $48 if you do 4, $20 for the year, and then about $32 in total for 12 months if you do it all the 3 years. So your best value is just to get it for $20.
Yeah, and yeah. So it's going to be interesting to see what I want to know what games they're going to put out now for this service. It's going to be interesting. So, all right, our next story comes from IGN, but it's everywhere also. The Super Nintendo Classic has reached 4 million units sold.
Yes.
Not a big surprise there, as you know, the Super Nintendo Classic is a lot of people's favorite system. The Super Nintendo is a lot of people's favorite system, and the fact that the thing that makes me happy is that Nintendo has kept up with demand for this thing.
Yeah.
Unlike the NES Classic, although they did say they're bringing it back. So
yeah, and when they get it in stores, it still sell out for the Super NES Classics.
Yeah,
so that's good.
Yeah. I mean, I love mine, and that was one of the coolest days ever. Ed was here, and we went to Toys R Us and stood in line and got it, and it was a good time.
Yes.
Good time.
So, guys, watch our unboxing and watch our playthrough, our partner play.
Yeah, we also have a rough playthrough of Star Fox 2, which was interesting.
Struggle.
Yeah. So we have a couple pod and plays up for the Super Nintendo Classic. I think we did like Mega Man X and what else? Contra 3. We did a few other things. It was cool. Cool. We also played through the first level of Star Fox, so we could unlock Star Fox 2. So
yes,
that was a good time. Good time. Ed, are you ready for a Super Mario movie?
Yes.
Are you ready for it to come from the producer and the company that made Minions and Despicable Me?
Huh?
Nintendo officially partnering with Illumination on the Mario movie. Shigeru Miyamoto and Chris Meledandri will co-produce the film. Nintendo has officially announced it's partnering with Illumination Entertainment to develop a movie starring Mario. The film will be co-produced by Nintendo representative director Shigeru Miyamoto and Illumination founder and CEO Chris Meledandri. Universal Pictures and Nintendo are co-financing the project, and Universal Pictures will handle the film's theatrical distribution worldwide. News of this announcement following reports this past November that Nintendo was close to signing a deal with the studio behind Despicable Me, Minions, and Sing to produce the animated Super Mario Bros. Movie.
Yeah, because they thought that Sony was going to do it. It was a rumor that Sony and Nintendo were talking.
Yeah. In 2016, Nintendo president Tatsumi Kimishima announced the company's plans to re-enter the film business with a focus on animation. A couple years prior, leaked emails revealing Sony Pictures was previously in negotiations with Nintendo to make a film starring the beloved platforming plumber. So,
yeah. But I think at the Pixels, I think not all of that changed.
So
I haven't seen the movie, but I'm all down for this. I want to watch a Mario movie. Please, Miyamoto and Nintendo and Illumination, I need that Pikmin short. Because the short that they did like on Wii or 3DS, that Pikmin one was really good.
I wonder if they'll pull a Pixar style thing and make a short film before the real film.
Yeah.
Like Pikmin was a good idea, or like whenever that movie comes out, whatever game Nintendo is pushing that year, but isn't like one of their top sellers, like maybe like I don't know, like a Yoshi, like a Yarn Yoshi game, like if they did like a Yoshi's Woolly World, I almost said Yoshi's Epic Yarn, Yoshi's Woolly World style film or something like that.
Or even Kirby, like some of their cute characters always makes those shorts good. And even like I said, that Star Fox animated one, I could see that happening. even though that's Madhouse, which they did a phenomenal job on a series of that. I could see a cute short being done. I just want to see it be Pikmin because the Pikmin one was so good. And I was just like, this needs more exposure. And it would be good for them to make a second Pikmin. Even with Pikmin 4. Maybe by the time the movie come out, Pikmin 4 is getting ready to release. And that game could get some marketing with a short.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I know I'm looking forward to a Mario movie. I hope it's not the disaster that was the original Mario film. Although, like... When I was young, I liked that movie just because it was Mario, and I was like, what, 8 or 9 when it came out. So,
which I still haven't seen that movie. I'm sorry, everybody.
Gosh. You need to watch it. It's so amazingly bad.
I'm so stick on the wizard. When it comes to Nintendo products and movies and stuff, I think let's see. Resident Evil, I've seen all the Resident Evil movies. I've seen Double Dragon, Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter. I haven't seen Alone in the Dark. I've seen House of the Dead. I've seen Silent Hill at the movie theater. Final Fantasy Spirits Within. Final Fantasy Advent Children I watched. Goodness, what other video game movies were there? Postal I did not watch. The Uwe Boll, that one Uwe Boll one with Jason Statham, that one I watched. But yeah,
Tomb Raider comes out soon.
Yes, see both of those too. I like the Tomb Raider movies. They were good.
Yeah, they're not terrible. They're just dumb Indiana Jones movies. Like,
yeah,
you know. Plus, it was like Lara at a different time, and it was very clear they were appealing to the 12 to 14-year-old market.
Yes,
we'll just leave it at that. So
yes,
but I think the new one, like I was a little bit. Not that like I'm expecting like an Oscar-nominated movie from it or anything, but that second trailer really kind of made that movie look better than that first one. So, we'll see. I want to see it. I like those games and I like those movies, and I think Alicia Vikander is a great actress. So,
I have a feeling that I'm gonna watch the movie, come home, and be like, I'm about to start Tomb Raider, and then go into Rise.
Yeah, like I really want to get back. I want to play those games again so bad. I just haven't had the time. As I'm sitting last night playing 3 games of NBA 2K, I probably could have played some of Rise of the Tomb Raider, but
yes,
there's other games piquing my interest right now, I should say.
As we just wait Square Enix just for that Tomb Raider announcement for a certain system.
Yeah. Yep. Waiting for my Rise of the Tomb Raider port to Switch. Waiting for my Shadow of the Tomb Raider port for Switch. Yep.
Yes.
Yep. So, okay, Ed. We're going to talk a little bit about Sonic the Hedgehog.
Why?
Sega is getting ready to show us what's next for Sonic the Hedgehog. Quote, Sonic is back and ready to take 2018 by storm. Sonic had a mixed 2017. Sonic Mania was obviously the better game than Sonic Forces. The article says amazing, but I wouldn't go that far. Sonic Forces was met with less than enthusiastic reviews. The character remains a cash cow for Sega, however, and we're going to hear very soon what is planned for Sonic in 2018. The South by Southwest panel will deliver a world-exclusive first look at what comes next from the Blue Blur, and will take place on the 13th of March. Quote, Sonic is back and ready to take 2018 by storm. Join the official team from Sega who are building Sonic's future as they are giving you an update on last year's strong performance of Sonic Mania and Sonic Forces, as well as the world-exclusive first look at what's come next for the fastest blue hedgehog. Speakers include Sonic Team head Takashi Iizuka, Sonic PD director Austin Keys, Sonic Mania animation director Tyson Heese, and Sonic social media manager Aaron Weber. He should win an award. You won't want to miss this. Dude, Aaron Weber should win an award for running that social media account, because it's the only thing that's kept Sonic relevant for this long.
Pretty much.
It's worth noting that Sonic is a star of page and screen, as well as being a video game icon, so this announcement could relate to something other than a video game, or it could be several announcements. So,
well, I know we mentioned, Mario versus Sonic at the Winter Olympics, because that's supposed to be the Winter Olympics is supposed to be happening soon. Maybe we'll probably get Sonic Chronicles too. Maybe BioWare is not doing it, but another developer might be doing it.
Yeah,
it might be another a 3DS game, or it might be a Switch game, or it might come to our consoles. I probably going to assume that it's going to be another 3D platformer for it. But we shall see. I don't know if this is going to be considered as like Sonic the Hedgehog 5. And if it's going to be episodic like 4 was, but we shall see what they say.
Yeah, we'll see. Our next news story, Nintendo's Genyo Takeda honored with a Lifetime Achievement Award by the Academy of Interactive Arts and Sciences. He's being honored with this award for instrumental development in products like the Nintendo 64, GameCube, and Wii, as well as creating the great franchises like Punch-Out and Star Tropics. So,
he is well deserved.
Yeah, absolutely. He's not like he's not like an Aonuma or a Miyamoto or Iwata, but he's been instrumental in a lot of Nintendo iconic products. Nintendo products, and he probably should be. We've heard the name before because we're huge Nintendo fans, but some people may not know who he is just because they don't hear names like that every day. So yeah, congratulations to him. He's been a special corporate advisor to Nintendo following his retirement last year. So that's cool that he's still like part of the company, even though he's not part of the company. But yeah, that's cool. I'm glad to see that he's being honored in this way. Satoru Iwata won this award a few years ago, before he passed away, and yeah, exciting. Good job.
Yay.
All right, let's move on to some other interesting things. Rime developer has been working tirelessly on a new patch to fix the buggy Switch port. They've been working on this this patch for a while, and they have a couple quotes here. I'm just going to read them real quick, and then we'll talk about it, because Rime is a game that I feel like deserves better than the Switch port got.
Yes.
When looking at the handheld mode, we had to make a choice between lowering the resolution, removing or replacing major parts of level geometry, or having a bigger hit in performance. We decided to go for the former because it allows to maintain the integrity of the gameplay experience. All the important details are still very visible, and we've had no issues playing the game in handheld mode ourselves. But our team has been working tirelessly to develop a patch that would address some issues that could be resolved through an update. We have QA'd the patch and submitted it for approval to Nintendo and are waiting to hear back. The patch is larger than normally permitted, so we may get denied on that basis. If the patch gets approved, we'll announce what the changes are at that time. Yeah, Nintendo has a strict limit on patch sizes. In case anybody didn't know, it's your patches need to be smaller than I can't find the number here, but this patch is it's a pretty substantial patch. And look, I waited for the Switch version of Rime, like I think because I was like, Rime, what, that art style and that world, like that's it screams Nintendo to me, at least. So like I waited for that and I played it, and there's a couple times, Ed, where I just like I had to turn it off because I couldn't play it. And I mean, if you want to play Rhyme, and you have a PlayStation, it is part of PlayStation's free lineup next month.
Yes.
But I wanted to support the developer, and I waited for the Switch version, and it is not the game that Switch owners deserved out the gate. Let me tell you.
And from what it sounds like, it's like right when it first came out, before Switch, that there was problems with it.
Which is why it was delayed the first time, because it was supposed to come out day and date with the other versions.
Yeah.
And now it got pushed almost 6 months.
6 months. Yeah. And I played Rhyme, and you guys can go on NGR Radio and read my review for it. And it's a game that I feel like really needs to be experienced. And if you do own the Switch one, I really hope that this patch gets approved so you guys can experience it. Because it really is a great game, and it really is movie. I mean, if you already played it on the other systems and you didn't pick it up for Switch, that's fine. But I hope they
Ed, you froze.
Oh, yeah, I said internet connection, and then it came back on. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, you froze like right in the middle of what you were saying.
okay.
But yeah, before you froze, like I think Rhyme it's a stellar game that I think people should at least check out. And like, I'm just really sad that the Switch version got the short end of the stick on that. And I hope that this patch does it justice, and I hope that it's almost too late for that game, I think, because a lot of people have moved on.
Yes.
And it's also coming at the wrong time, since it's free next week on PlayStation. But
about a year after.
Yeah.
Like half a year, I should say.
So but we'll see. I'll keep you guys posted once that patch is released. I'll let everybody know how the Switch version of Rhyme feels, and after this patch is laid out and given to us. So
yeah.
All right, Ed, it's time for a Pow Block reminder. The time to purchase Wii Shop points is running out. You won't be able to, as we knew last year, the Switch or the Wii the Wii Shop, man, I almost said the Switch eShop. The Wii Shop will be shutting down on January 31st, 2019. So if you still have your Wii hooked up and you want to purchase those virtual console games, your last cutoff date for digital currency purchases is 1 p.m. Pacific time on March 26th. So you have about 6 weeks left to purchase about 8 weeks left to purchase your Wii Shop cards, which, okay, I've purchased every game on the eShop by now, so like, I mean, whatever. But this is your warning. Like, I still have my eShop stuff connected to my Wii. Well, it's on my Wii U now, but I still like to think of my Wii as a virtual console and a GameCube in the same box.
Yeah.
So
yeah. So everybody go get your Sin of Punishment, your Japanese games that never came to America, your arcade games, your WiiWare games. Like, there's a lot on the Wii Shop. Go get them.
Yeah.
And get a big SD card, put them on, and enjoy.
Yeah. Yeah, I loved the virtual console in the eShop. It was so simple, it was so easy to navigate. Like,
and the music was good.
Yeah, the music was great. And like, I hope when Nintendo finally details what they're doing for virtual console, it's this easy to navigate, unlike the Wii U eShop.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I know they had a separate menu for virtual console, but it was never like alphabetized. It wasn't done by console until like late in the life cycle of the Wii U. It was kind of a struggle to find the eShop games to the point where I was like, I'll just boot up Wii mode and play with my classic controller. So, but man, what fond memories of the Wii Virtual Console. Oh my gosh, yes. I remember downloading all those NES and Super Nintendo games like right when it launched. I was like, ah!
Yeah, I had to make sure that I got like the whole Mario collection because my mom, she likes to play the Mario collection. And then they bust out with the Super Mario All-Stars on Wii. I'm like, oh, dang.
Yeah.
And then that became hard to find.
I know, and I have 2 copies of it. One sealed, one open. So proud of myself. I wish on that collection they had, it was the Mario All-Stars Plus World disc. It's just 1, 2, 3 and lost levels.
Yes.
Man, it's all right. I still have the Super Nintendo cart with All-Stars Plus World. It's the best card ever made.
Yes.
Best
I
card
beat
ever
the lost levels. That was such a fun challenge. I beat all of that in one sitting.
Man, you're insane.
It wasn't that hard.
Lost levels?
Yeah.
No, don't eat that purple mushroom at the beginning. Don't do it. Don't do it.
I already knew not to do that.
But man, I still think that those are like the best versions of those games. I think they look amazing in 16-bit. I love Mario 2. I love the way Mario 2 looks on the All-Star Collection.
Yes.
Oh, Mario 2. Can we please get like Mario 2 in some form on Switch, please? Just I was playing it on 3DS like 2 days ago. Still real good. Sometimes while my Switch is charging, I play my 3DS.
Yeah.
Oh man. All right. Yeah, that's a good time. Ed, Nintendo has more plans for Switch peripheral hardware. Nintendo Labo might just be the start. Let's see. We hope you like peripherals because it seems Nintendo has plenty more up its considerable sleeve. Check out this interesting line from Takashi Mochizuki, a Wall Street Journal report on Nintendo's latest good fortunes. People familiar with the development plans said new peripheral hardware devices for Switch are planned, without elaborating. Nintendo has been no stranger in the past for going a bit overboard with peripheral extras and the hottest selling products. They just did the Labo stuff. They've done stuff in the past for Wii. If Nintendo Labo becomes a hit, will it also become the trigger of a potential downpour of extra plastic or keeping up with the times extra cardboard? Peripherals coming our way? Time will tell. For me, this tells me that they're going to release a Switch-specific GameCube adapter for A, Virtual Console, B, Smash, C, other controllers.
Ooh. What about the one that you put your thumb in to relax?
Oh,
that never came out.
The Vitality Sensor?
The Vitality Center?
Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. I hope they make like an arm, like a extra, like a Wii Fit thing for Switch, but it like this Joy-Cons like strap onto your wrists, and like when you go for a run, it has like one of those iPod arm holders for your Switch, and you have to hold the Joy-Cons while you run, and like it'll measure stuff.
Yes.
Man, what some interesting things you could do with this.
And as much as people will complain and make fun of it, people will buy it.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I think everybody's proved that, once Nintendo captures the casual audience, they can sell pretty much everything.
Yeah.
So for this
if it
device.
works for Nintendo, we can follow up with our own version.
Yeah. So, Ed, it was announced this week that, remember a couple weeks ago we talked about Mercenary Saga Chronicles, that trilogy of games of Final Fantasy Tactics-like games coming to Switch. They've announced a release date, February 8th.
Yes.
I'm very excited for this group of games. I'm not going to lie. I like tactics RPGs. I haven't played one in a while. I'm itching to play some. And there's 3 games in this bundle, so
The bad thing about it, everybody, is that we did a mini block, or we did an episode of games coming up this year, and while we did record it, we were just like, yeah, it's all these good games. Next thing you know, like day after day, I'm telling Corey, add it to the list, add it to the list.
Yeah.
You go a new game with a date, add it to the list. Like what we had, I think just like exploded like 3 times. So February's packed with good games.
yeah. And speaking of new games, there's been a ton of new games announced. I'm just gonna run through this quick list. Co-op action game Claws of Fury is coming to Switch. The Town of Light Deluxe Edition is coming exclusively to Nintendo Switch. That's a horror game. Team 17 is bringing Raging Justice to Switch this year.
That game looks like garbage, and
Yeah.
I'm going to buy it.
That screenshot looks interesting. Twin Robots Ultimate Edition, bringing mechanical platformer to Switch. And then there was one other one I need to scroll down here and find. But there's a lot of games coming from Switch to the Switch. So the other news thing I wanted to say, Capcom sees a 36.9 operating income surge, and they're attributing that to Ultra Street Fighter 2 on the Switch and Resident Evil Revelations collection. So there's a huge wanting for Capcom games, and they're also contributing it to the Japan only Monster Hunter Double Cross on Switch performing well. So all these games were, quote, smash hits for the system, and Capcom is looking to see what else they can move to Nintendo's popular handheld.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we talked about that, right? Like, Capcom games seem to fit on Switch, you know, or fit on Nintendo platforms. Like, it's just like, yeah, they need to be there. So,
yeah. Like right away.
yeah, it's, look, man, can't get enough Switch, can't get enough games on Switch. I would like to see a lot of Capcom games move to Switch, honestly. You know, I know we're getting the Mega Man stuff this year. There's rumors that the Resident Evil 2 remake will be coming to Switch as well as the other platforms. It wouldn't surprise me if they, you know, somebody on a couple podcasts said they wouldn't be surprised if all the Resident Evil HD ports made it over to Switch within the next 6 months. So, yeah, a lot of Capcom. Yeah.
Yes.
Hey, Ed.
Yes.
I know we're just kind of throwing a bunch of news stories together at this point, but would you like to see Master Chief and Marcus Phoenix on Nintendo Switch?
Yes.
Would you like to see Banjo-Kazooie on Nintendo Switch?
Of course. Yes.
Well, Ed, you're in luck. Are you ready for this?
Uh-oh.
Are you ready for this?
Go ahead.
A host of Microsoft exclusive characters are appearing, or in one case, returning to Nintendo consoles.
Huh?
For the first Minecraft update.
Oh, wow.
Microsoft is bringing their most beloved characters to Minecraft on Nintendo Switch and Wii U for the first time, including Gears of War skins, Banjo-Kazooie, Halo, and Perfect Dark.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
I give it up to Microsoft doing that. That's pretty good.
The skin pack is available for purchase on all cross-platform versions as of today, and it will be available on Xbox and the Nintendo versions. So you may get these.
Oh, sorry, Sony.
It's interesting. This Game Informer says this is interesting because I cannot imagine this mascot exchange works in reverse with Mario packs being available on Xbox One. Who knows, though? Maybe they'll be a part of a cross-platform deal.
Yeah.
Maybe if you're an Xbox One owner, you may get Mario skins at some point. that'd be interesting. I would not be surprised if that happened, to be honest with you.
And Nintendo and Microsoft do work well together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So,
I mean, it seems like they have a very smart working relationship. I mean, they have
Yes.
for a while since the Rare acquisition for Microsoft. Like, Microsoft published Banjo-Kazooie, the Game Boy Advance version of Banjo-Kazooie.
yeah.
I think they published one other game for GameCube. So
It's funny. I think Phil Spencer said that Nintendo sent him a 3DS like for his birthday
yeah,
or something like a good set. So I was just like, that's cool.
yeah. I mean, yeah, and they play each other's games. There's been records saying that Phil Spencer loves his Switch. Like, they were on Major Nelson's podcast talking about how great the Switch is and how they can't stop playing Zelda and Mario and and it was kind of nice to hear them talk about something other than PUBG for the last like 3 weeks, to be honest with you, because since PUBG came out on Xbox, that's all Major Nelson's been talking about, and it's like, okay, we get it. PUBG's Xbox exclusive. That's good. So stop. Stop. I don't want to hear about it anymore. I want to hear about Sea of Thieves and Crackdown.
Right.
Oh man, my throat. It's like all gone all of a sudden.
Oh no. But yeah.
Man, this is yeah.
Yes.
Oh man, I would love to see like there's been that rumor, and I'm sure we'll talk about it on Arsenal X next week, but the rumor of Microsoft acquisitions, them talking to big publishers of acquiring them,
Mm-hmm.
And I would like if they did that, like I think Microsoft is going to start making the smart move of like you can get their games on Game Pass, and obviously their heavy hitters aren't going to be multi-platform, but if you put if you put the next Perfect Dark game out on a Nintendo system published by Microsoft, like I think the more and more I think about this Game Pass thing for Microsoft, the more and more I think their smaller IP are going to start going multi-platform.
Ooh, that'd be interesting to see.
Monetize, just simply to monetize them. Perfect Dark is a good example. Banjo-Kazooie, Battletoads, Conquer. Like, I could see all those IP, like, being made by Microsoft and being put on Game Pass, but also making a publishing deal with Nintendo and say, hey, maybe we could put our smaller IP on your platform to try to monetize, and we'll obviously publish the game on your platform, but and you'll get your 30% or whatever, and it'll be a way for us to kind of do a cross play type thing. Like if there's Perfect Dark multiplayer, there can be Xbox Live on your Switch, similar to how you sign into Minecraft. Like and this is kind of like what I want to dive into for like a topic for a couple minutes before we get out of here. Like, what if Microsoft, especially with this Game Pass thing, what if they are planning to move some of their smaller IP off the Xbox platform? Would Nintendo be a good fit for these games?
Yes.
So especially I think Perfect Dark, people would kill for a Perfect Dark on Switch.
Oh yeah.
And that would be an easy way to still keep that IP relevant while not competing with your major first-person shooter franchise.
Right. Because Microsoft can make a separate game and put it on Switch and still be able to have that AAA production Perfect Dark for Xbox One from them.
Mm-hmm.
Like people will go crazy. I know some people will make remarks and stuff, but I'm just like, guess what? Microsoft is making double money by selling 2 games. Nobody will get confused. They'll showcase what the Switch version is, and they'll showcase what the Xbox One version is.
And they could if you take a simplified approach to Perfect Dark, like Sea of Thieves is doing, not that game isn't that game is beautiful, right? But it has a simplistic art style. The art direction they're moving in is simplistic. They want it to run on devices that aren't powerful. Like, they're taking that approach to that game. And
Right.
if you do the same thing to, the next Perfect Dark or the next Banjo-Kazooie, like, you take that and you put it on like a Switch and add multiplayer, cross-platform multiplayer, like that would totally boost those franchises. And I'm not saying like Halo 6 needs to be on Switch. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about Microsoft's smaller franchises that maybe wouldn't be considered quote unquote system sellers. And I
Like,
think it'd be interesting if they moved away and this would even more prove my theory of like, Xbox Live and Xbox is a platform and not necessarily a box anymore.
think of Blinks the Time Sweeper.
I don't want to
Using,
think about Blinks the Time Sweeper.
but think about, but think of Blinks the Time Sweeper being used for Nintendo Labo. Or like with the robot thing.
Yeah.
Like Microsoft could do something like that.
Or they could do like a Banjo-Kazooie nuts and bolts themed Labo.
Yeah.
I mean, I know not a lot of people like consider nuts and bolts a quote Banjo-Kazooie game, but like just the way that game works and constructing your own things and being able to pilot them and build your own vehicles and stuff like that would fit right in with Nintendo Labo's plan. And you could tie an IP that people like to the Labo outside of like a Nintendo IP. So, and maybe they port nuts and bolts to Switch at some point. I don't know. It just
like what's holding Microsoft back from doing that? Yes, you want good competition for games, but sometimes working with your competitor person is more money in your pocket.
Yeah, and like, look, Minecraft is never going to be an Xbox exclusive, and that's the point I'm trying to make too. Is like, if this wasn't like happening, that this Minecraft on every platform, and I know they bought Minecraft after it was out, but like, not keeping it Microsoft exclusive, having the crossplay with the Nintendo versions, and the mobile versions and stuff, like. Microsoft has already expressed interest on moving their IP off of the Xbox and making it multi-platform. Like, they've already said that like all the updates for Minecraft will continue to roll out across all platforms. They're interested in moving it off the box. The PC initiative where it's play anywhere. They could like I think they view Nintendo as another device that they can put the Xbox brand on without affecting their
base.
Yeah, because like Nintendo isn't really a direct competitor to Xbox.
Right.
PlayStation is the direct competitor to Xbox.
Right.
And
it's like Switch is the complementary to Xbox. And so if that can happen within the household, that people are playing Minecraft on Xbox, but your son is upstairs playing Minecraft on the Switch. Y'all cross-placing within the house. Like, why not? That's more money, not only for Microsoft, but that's a good business deal for Nintendo.
Right. Yeah, and they could do so many things. Like, they could bring Killer Instinct over.
Right.
Super Lucky's Tales, I think, would be a smart idea to move it to Switch because of like if you're trying to aim the platform at children, like there's so many IP Xbox have that like are nostalgic to people who grew up playing Nintendo, but aren't necessarily. They're just kind of dormant on Xbox, and like it costs more to develop for multiple platforms, but at the same time. You're gonna make your money back, and it's already proven that like people are willing to buy games on Switch,
right?
Even if they're older or downgraded ports. Like you look at Doom. Doom is the perfect example of a game people bought on Switch that are like this game on PC is 4K. You can run it at uncapped frame rate. It's super smooth and beautiful looking, and then you put it on Switch, and it's like 30 frames a second, 720p, but people like it because oh, now I got Doom on the go. Now I can play Doom on Switch. Like the Switch has that appeal of taking people's favorite IP, and like you look at LA Noire. Like LA Noire had any business coming out again, because like no offense to that game, but I don't know anybody who's like, oh man, I wish we were getting an LA Noire sequel or a remake or whatever, and like it sold better on Switch than all the other platforms.
Exactly.
And so I think Microsoft is I don't think Phil Spencer and I don't think Microsoft is stupid, right? I think the gaming division of Microsoft is looking at all possible opportunities, and like you're looking at like Microsoft wants to acquire a publisher, right? That's been out in the open. The rumor is they've talked to EA, Valve, PUBG Corp. Like they've talked to all these companies. Now I don't see any of that ever happening because companies are always talking to other companies about exclusive deals and acquisition and stuff like that. But my point is, if they're willing to, like, for example, if they acquire EA, they would probably save BioWare. No, but like if they acquired someone like EA, they wouldn't be able to keep all of EA's IP. They would, keep them exclusive. They would have to make Madden, FIFA, NBA Live, like especially the sports franchises. Like maybe they could get away with making Anthem exclusive for Xbox, let's say, hypothetically.
Yeah.
Titanfall maybe, but I don't know if they'd want to do that because they've got Halo, and like that would kind of be a conflict of interest in IP. But like if they acquired EA, like that would be an example of them funding and publishing these games on other platforms. So like why can't they do that internally with Perfect Dark, with Banjo, with Conquer, with Battletoads, with Killer Instinct, Super Lucky's Tales? They've got so many IP lined up that are just dormant that are perfect for a younger audience, which is what Nintendo typically tries to go for.
Yeah. I mean, like Microsoft acquiring EA, I think a lot of people will be happy because Microsoft don't do the shenanigans that EA has pulled. So I think people will be rest assured to now buy more into Microsoft products.
Well, we should clarify new Microsoft. New Microsoft. Old Microsoft, beginning of the generation, Microsoft might have.
Not so much.
Yeah.
Them touching the Valve will be disastrous because of the PC market will be up.
Yeah,
that's the whole conversation for Arsenal X. We'll have that one later. But if Microsoft could get a lot of their games on other platforms, but really get them more on Switch, it would guarantee that Microsoft will be kind of in the lead of gaming in the industry. Because now it has its footing in everybody's system. Mm-hmm. And regardless of you want to compete with them or not, you got to give it up. Microsoft, you want that Madden on PS4, you're going to give that money to Microsoft also, even though you might not like Microsoft. Mm-hmm. Well, you have no choice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's kind of like the backwards way of like, every Xbox sold, they give Sony money because of the Blu-ray player. Like it's kind of like the opposite of that, where like, if you were to buy, like if Microsoft bought EA, like if you would have to pay Microsoft some money to play Madden on PlayStation. It's similar, but like at the same time, I would really like to see it. It's just opens up a new hallway, a new avenue of like, how do we expand the Xbox brand outside of the box itself? And like they're already doing it on PC, they're doing it in Minecraft. Why not? Why not expand it to Switch? Not a direct competitor. They've got dormant IPs that would probably sell on the system.
And
it'd be a win for Nintendo. It'd be a win for Nintendo because they don't have to fund
money off. They're making money off the software, and that's all that matters.
Yeah. Nintendo would be getting, they would have their kind of mature games that in Perfect Dark, like, that they don't have to fund. They would have their IP, like some fan favorite IP like Banjo-Kazooie and Conquer come back, and they wouldn't have to fund any of it, and they're still making 30% off of the games.
Right.
I mean, I think it'd be interesting to see Microsoft go that route, to be honest with you.
Right.
So, I don't know. It was just something that, like, last night I was laying in bed thinking about stuff, and I was trying to think about what we were going to do for the show today, and then I fell asleep thinking about the show. But, like, I was I was thinking about, like, what if Microsoft, with all this talk of them expanding and moving or trying to acquire talent and stuff, like, why couldn't they do something like this? Why couldn't they reach out to Nintendo and publish some stuff on Nintendo platforms? Why couldn't they move their multi-platform stuff outside? Another game that they could publish? Cuphead.
Yeah.
Why couldn't they publish that on Switch? You know? I man.
I mean, they don't own that company, but it'll be cool to allow that game to be on Switch.
Yeah, I mean, they can make that deal. I mean, they can make that deal with them and help with the port and everything. You know,
right?
Even something like Ori and the Blind Forest can move over, or State of Decay. You know, like maybe not State of Decay 2, but State of Decay 1, the survival edition that they released for Xbox One. Maybe they can move that over. Like, there's some IP that they could shuffle around that aren't necessarily system sellers, that they could be like, okay, well, maybe this didn't sell great on Xbox One, but what if we made a deal with Nintendo to publish, to try to, you know, is porting it to this system and publishing it worth the money to that would make it up in the back end? And like, you look at it and you'd say, why are you doing that? You're killing yourself in terms of like moving people away from your box. But like, I think people buy the system for Gears and Halo and maybe Call of Duty and, you know, where their friends are at.
I mean, this is what happened is that, okay, it didn't sell well on Xbox One or PC for that matter. But if the sales success be like this game was a hit on Switch because they fixed some things, that's what Microsoft is hoping to see. It don't even have to do, it could do okay on their box, but if they see that Switch sold 450,000 copies, that's going to be the only thing that matters to Xbox. Mm-hmm. Because they know that if they could bring their properties to Switch, that's guaranteed sales. Mm-hmm. Someone's going to pick it up. Yeah.
And they, like, people don't know this, but Microsoft Studios has published mobile games on Apple devices. Like, right. There's Xbox games with achievements on Apple devices and Android devices. You know, so they're not afraid to move outside. Like I've been saying since maybe we started Arsenal X in this show and stuff, like, Microsoft wants Xbox to be a platform now. They don't care where you play it. And that's what I think a lot of people are losing sight of, where they're so used to being like, PlayStation is a box. Nintendo is a box that you play your games on. Xbox was a box, but with the expansion of Xbox Live, moving to play anywhere on Windows PCs, you know, Xbox wants to be a platform. They want to change the way people look at gaming. You look at Game Pass, you look at Xbox Live, you look at, you know, all the services they offer outside of the box. They offer a box because it's easy to plug and play, but you can literally play anywhere. Like, they want the Xbox Live to be an ecosystem that you play in no matter what box you play it on. Like, I was watching some Sea of Thieves stuff, and that game is cross-play Windows 10 and Xbox One. You couldn't tell who was running on what box, and that's what Microsoft wants.
Right.
You know, so and you watch Gears of War stuff, crossplay stuff, like, you can't really tell when you're watching it who's on PC and who's on Xbox. You know, maybe the PC players have better aim and whatever, but, like, you know, outside of that, like, it runs smoothly. And, you know, the next Halo is going to be crossplay on PC or cross-buy on PC and Xbox. Then I'm sure that will have some sort of crossplay at some point. So, you know, Microsoft wants to be a service, and I think this is a interesting idea for them to expand Xbox Live to another platform that isn't a direct competitor.
Right. It's a benefit to both platforms. Definitely to Nintendo, it's a big benefit.
Yeah, and Nintendo's obviously open to having Xbox Live on their system because of Minecraft.
Yeah.
So, I mean, listen, you have to sign into your Xbox Live account to play Minecraft on Switch. You have to. Like, that's just a thing you have to do. And
Right.
they already said, okay. They said, okay. I mean, they already have cross-platform play in Rocket League. I know it's not a Microsoft property, but you play against Xbox players on Rocket League, and Nintendo already told Psyonix, whatever you need to make this work, let us know. Like, you know, Nintendo's really opening the doors to these possibilities as well.
Yeah.
And with, you know, their seemingly healthy relationship in terms of businesses and stuff, look, at the end of the day, they're both businesses, and they both are looking to make money where they can. And I think that this kind of thing would benefit both companies, and say, you know, we'll look into it. We'll be happy to do that. So,
because while Sony just have console sales, they're going to be missing out.
Yeah, I mean, if let's say before we get out of here, I gotta go.
Yeah.
But like, you know, let's just say Perfect Dark comes out on Xbox, and it sells okay. Maybe it sells 1 million units, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, well, what can we do to expand, you know, sales of this game? They go to Nintendo and say, hey, we want to port our next Perfect Dark game to your console. What do we need to do? How do we make this work? And they make a deal with Nintendo, and, you know, Nintendo sells 1 million copies. Quote, let's just say they sell 1 million copies. That's instantly doubling your player base. And like, you know, I know Perfect Dark's going to be on Game Pass, whatever, but I'm just talking about strictly game sales. Like, would porting that to Switch, which is a lot cheaper than it used to be. Porting is a lot cheaper than it used to be. Is porting that worth the, you know, $300,000 it costs to port, like, get the code to port to a game to another system? Is that worth 1 million copies to you? I think Microsoft thinks that's worth 1 million copies.
Yeah.
And judging by the way people are buying games on Switch, a Perfect Dark game would probably sell a lot more than 1 million copies.
And everybody's going to be thinking, what will Microsoft do with the Joy-Cons? Because what you're doing with the controller is different than what you're going to be doing with the Joy-Cons. And Microsoft could just expand their whole ideas, where that Perfect Dark for Switch feels completely different than the Microsoft one.
Yeah.
Like I said earlier, it don't have to be the same game. It could be a different art style. It could be a different way of playing. But people would be like, that property is back on Nintendo. So I'm going to, me, who loves that Nintendo, when it first came out, loved that Nintendo version, I'm going to go and support Nintendo. Well, you're also supporting Microsoft because they own the property.
Right.
So.
Yeah. So that was, I mean, I just think, like, I would like to see this. I know you would like to see this. I know a lot of people are, you know, I think Microsoft is in a similar position of the Wii U was last generation, where, like, I mean, they've sold more boxes, obviously, and they've got the third-party support. But, like, some people are on the fence of Xbox and being like, look, maybe you don't have the IP that drives us to buy your box. And, you know, our friends jumped to PlayStation this gen, so we're going to go play on PlayStation. And all the games we want to play are over there, and your box isn't worth Halo and Gears. Well, Microsoft is probably seeing that, and that's why Game Pass is such a great incentive. And that's why, you know, this idea would also be a great incentive to move Xbox into a platform style thing instead of just the box. So
yes,
but we're gonna get out of here. I've got some stuff I need to take care of in the next, like, 20 and 30 minutes. You know, but, you know, we'll be back next week with some great Nintendo Pow Block stuff for you. Ed, where can we find you?
You guys can find me on Twitter at ThatRetroCode, and check out Optional Opinion on SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play, and other podcast apps.
Yeah, you can find me at Corey and HD on Twitter and Instagram. You can find me on a plethora of other shows. Download our family of shows: Nerds Gone Platinum, Arsenal X, World 1-1, NGR Radio, and of course Nintendo Pow Block. Follow us on the social media places down low. Come subscribe to our YouTube channel. our road to 500 is beginning now. So
Yes.
even if you're an audio listener, come subscribe to youtube.com/NGR Radio. We would really appreciate your support there. But yeah, anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I know this was a compiled mess of an episode, but that's okay. That's why you guys love us. And until next week, we love you.
Bye, everybody. Woohoo!